All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're about to get started. If you want to find a seat and maybe grab something to drink before we get going here, but want to welcome everyone to the OBrien Solar Fields. Let's turn the mic up. I'm going to blow everyone out of here. Good job. We got it? Okay. I guess I'm competing with the wind today, too. My name is Don Peterson. I'm the Vice President of Energy Technology at Madison Gas and Electric. And on behalf of MG&E, I want to thank everybody for coming today. We're very proud and very accomplished to get these OBrien Solar Fields underway. So you're here today to celebrate that. It's going to be a great project for our partners, and it's also going to be a great project for the community. But before we start, I wanted to give just a few facts on the project. It is a 20 megawatt solar array. It's the largest solar installation in Dane County so far. At 20 megawatts, the energy produced by the array will provide enough energy to supply about 6,300 homes. The project covers 160 acres and consists of 60,000 bifacial panels. And when I say bifacial panels, that means that it has solar material on both sides, so on the top and the bottom. And what that does for us is it allows more light to be collected by the array. So there's reflected light from the ground that we're able to pick up. And this really helps us out in the wintertime. So we can use the reflected light from the snow to heat up the panels, which also helps us shed snow on the top of the panels. So that's a feature that we're able to employ at this site. Another feature that's maybe a little bit different than most solar arrays that you've seen before is this is what's called a single axis tracking array, which means it tracks the sun as the sun travels across the sky. That allows us to get more energy per panel that we have installed. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the environmental benefits of the project, and they go much more than just for the energy and the environmental impact of that energy. Underneath the panels, we've planted a pollinator and prairie planting, which is going to help us, of course, be pollinator friendly, which is something we're very concerned about these days because of the habitat being destroyed for pollinators. But it also has deep-rooted prairie plants, which will help retain the soil and help reduce runoff, and it'll also help restore the soil to more natural condition. And if the farm ever becomes, planted for agriculture in the future, that soil will be healthier and better than what we started with. The solar fields came online actually late spring, so we've been producing for a while now. Our contractors finished up some of their punch lists and they're gone, so we're kind of at that commercial state right now. But before we start into our program, I'd really like to thank the OBrien family. Without the OBrien family, without the O'Briens, this project wouldn't have happened. With Tom and Pat, who've farmed the land that's been in their family for over 100 years. I've heard 250 head of dairy cattle. Two brothers working, side by side every day on the farm, which it is commendable and very good story. Also today we have Tom's son Dave and Pat's son Dave.
Son.
Yes. I knew I would get that. I knew I would get that wrong. But so Pat's son Dave, I wanted to thank, and Tom's sons Jeff and Pete. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I even wrote it down, believe it or not. And all the other members of the OBrien family that are here today. Without your partnership, this wouldn't have happened. And thank you very much for being a renewable energy pioneer and making your land available for this project. So we'll hear more from the people who are involved in the project. The EDF is the EPC contractor and developer of the project, and all of our participants in the RER program, Renewable Energy Rider program, who are taking the energy from the project for their facilities and businesses. And then closing out today's remarks will be Jeff Keebler, who's MG&E's chairman, president, and CEO. Before I have Lincoln speak, I wanted to talk a little bit about EDF renewables, distributed renewables. And it's been about 5 years. I actually looked it up a couple of nights ago, and it was December of 2016 that Lincoln and I were talking about, a renewable project here in Dane County and in Madison Gas and Electric Service Territory. The project today is really the result of good planning, a commitment to work with local landowners, a commitment to work with the local units of government, a lot of hard work, and I think probably a lot of luck, because you had to build the project during a global pandemic. EDF also made a very strong commitment to hire local contractors, and I want to recognize some of those contractors today: Bolt Construction, Electric Construction Incorporated, Daniels Construction, Mall Construction, and Heartland Ecological Group. So help me welcome Lincoln Landy from EDF.
Thanks for the introduction, Don. So Lincoln Landy, I'm with EDF Renewables. As Don mentioned, we are responsible for developing the project and also constructing and now operating and maintaining the project. Actually, Don and I were talking earlier, and he's the one who reminded me that it has been since 2016 when we first started talking about ways to bring local distributed energy to the area working in the city of Fitchburg. And that time frame, I think, is really a testament to all the effort from all the parties that goes into a project like this. And as Don said, really planning it from the get-go through working with the landowners, community involvement. I remember sitting down with Pat and Tom at their, I think, dining room table across the street back in, it was probably late 2016, early 2017 when we first started those discussions, and really a pleasure to work with you guys. I appreciate all the help you have done to make this project go forward, get it off the ground. Similarly, I remember sitting down with Aaron from the city of Fitchburg and Sonia and team. Really a pleasure to work with the city. We permit projects across the U.S., and I truly mean it when I say a pleasure to work in the city of Fitchburg. Really appreciate the support that went into permitting this project, and especially thanks to MGE for obviously signing on the dotted line and making these projects a reality for the benefit of their customers, really. And it is also the customers that play a key role in making these projects go forward. So it is a pleasure to be here now and see this project online. Built. It's probably the most exciting part of my job. And so with that, I will hand it back over to MGE, and appreciate everyone coming out today, and happy to answer any questions about the project later. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lincoln. I forgot to mention your title, which is Vice President of Business Development at EDF Renewables. Sorry about that. MG&E has a long history of partnering with the city of Fitchburg. Our field operations reporting site is in the city of Fitchburg, as well as our operations training facility. We're building on our partnerships with the OBrien solar fields to help the city meet its renewable energy targets. And with that, I'd like to welcome Mayor Aaron Richardson. Sorry.
Thank you, and welcome everyone here to Fitchburg. I also want to congratulate the OBrien family, because like it was mentioned earlier, without them, none of this would have happened. I'm the fifth generation of my family actually to be here in Fitchburg, and so we go way back with the O'Briens, both as neighbors and friends. So congratulations, and to me it's exciting that it still stays in the family. So it is still something that they own, so that's exciting for me as well. The city of Fitchburg is participating in this solar project, and we are purchasing 1/40th of electricity generated here, and it's equivalent to 500 kilowatts, and that's going to be about 1 million kilowatt hours per year to fill the city's electricity needs. And solar is something that Fitchburg has been involved with and found important for quite a long time. We have solar panels on many of our municipal buildings as well. In fact, last year we got about 10% of our electricity through the solar panels on our various buildings throughout the city. About 20% of our electricity needs are met through renewables, and those are through municipal solar, purchases from MG&E, and many other things. With the addition and the energy that we're getting through this project is actually going to about double what we are using as a city. It's going to meet about 40% of our electricity needs, and that means that we will far and away surpass our first goal of having 25% of our energy being renewable by 2025. So 4 years ahead of time, which is fantastic. We still have the goal to be 100% renewable by 2030, so we're well on our way. We still got some work to do, but we'll keep doing it and doing as much as we can, and that's with the help of staff and other elected officials, and so that's something that we're committed to as well. So other than that, I just want to, again, congratulate all of our partners here. Welcome to the city, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mayor Richardson. Like many of our local business partners, the state of Wisconsin is also working towards a carbon-free energy future. The State Department Administration Secretary Joel Brennan is working to help the state meet its deep decarbonization goals. We are pleased to welcome Secretary Brennan.
Thank you, Don, and I'm really happy to be here today and express my congratulations on behalf of Governor Evers, who is sorry that he can't be here today. But, you know, if you're not going to be able to send in Evers to the OBrien, you might as well send a Brennan, right? It feels like in some ways, it feels a little bit like a family reunion here for me. I just want to express the real reason why I am here is, one, to congratulate you, but also because we are a partner and a customer in this. The Department of Administration will get about 13% of its consumption through the OBrien solar fields here. That's about 1% of the overall for the state of Wisconsin. That's going to mean tens of thousands of dollars of savings every year in renewable energy credits. Over the 30-year lifespan, it also gets us closer to our goal. The basic goal we have is at least to get by 2050 consumption that is carbon-free in the state of Wisconsin. And all of this moves forward towards that and gets us closer towards that. This administration and Governor Evers has really set forward an aggressive agenda in moving us forward on renewable energy and where we're going in the future, because that's where our future lies. It's great that there are 5 generations of O'Briens who have been in this land and done things on this land, but there are going to be 5 generations moving forward who are going to live here, hopefully in the state of Wisconsin. I know one of the O'Brien brothers just moved out to Phoenix, but he'll be back, or the rest of his family will be back. But just like there will be other generations of the Brennan family, other O'Briens, others in the state of Wisconsin, our future is in renewables. And if we're going to leave Wisconsin better off than we found it, we're going to have to do responsible things like you've done here in Fitchburg. So I want to express that appreciation. I also want to express appreciation to the other partners who are here, MG&E, the other corporations who are part of this, but especially the Chancellor and UW-Madison, who are deeply involved in this project and who are our partners in so much of what we do. Because where we're going, if we're going to have an innovative future in Wisconsin, it's going to be about making sure that we're investing in the centers of innovation, in the engines of innovation, like the UW system, like UW-Madison, and we're going to have to make sure that we are all partners in this effort moving forward. So again, I want to express my thanks. I want to express my congratulations. It's great to be present in places like this as we're getting an opportunity to do more and more of, and you'll see more people from the administration, and hopefully more partnership from the state of Wisconsin moving forward. So thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you, Secretary Brennan. Playcon is one of 2 Fitchburg-based businesses that is participating in the project and a partner with MG&E. The plastics manufacturer Playcon is a longtime partner with MG&E with on-demand savings program that helps them manage their energy use. I'm very happy to welcome Dan Mose from Playcon.
Thank you, Don, and thank you, everyone. The late John Muir once said that the sun does not shine on us, but in us. I think John was trying to say that the sun possesses great potential for energy, and the importance to all of us is somewhat unappreciated. Could it be that we've only just begun to capture the sun's potential? A clean energy source created without releasing carbon into the atmosphere. And so it's in the spirit of carbon emission reductions that we join together and christen the MG&E OBrien Fields project today. As a leader in sustainable packaging, Playcon Corporation actively pursues projects that support our vision for the future. Our journey started 30 years ago when we started using water and soda bottles to recycle plastic and to provide up to 100% post-consumer recycled packaging. Today, we recycle over 1 billion pounds a year. Our vision is to create a circular economy where products are collected, recycled, and used again for the same purpose. In other words, closing the loop. For example, spoiled food and uneaten food contaminants, are 3 times greater in terms of their waste to landfill contributions. So if you're able to use new plastic technology, it allows us to make food last longer, spoil less. It allows for portion control and a reduction to landfill. New innovations in plastic packaging achieves this. Recycling plastic packaging can eliminate both food and packaging waste to landfills and reduce greenhouse gases. Alternatives to plastic packaging like glass, metal, and paper produce more or consume more electricity and use more carbon during the life cycle of their use. So if you want to learn more about our recycling, please check out playcon.com, and we have a lot of information on that website. Plastic is easily and economically recycled, and it's truly the sustainable solution. Moreover, power supplied from the OBrien field will further reduce our carbon footprint, and therefore we value our participation in this project. Today we stand on this beautiful Wisconsin land and move one step closer to our shared vision to leave this earth better than we found it. On behalf of Playcon Corporation, I'd like to thank Jeff Keebler and the MG&E team for their vision, leadership in siting and building this this facility, and thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you, Dan. I was telling people earlier that I have to have this written down because there was a day in my life where I didn't have to have things written down, but today I have to have things written down. So bear with me. As many of you know, nearby sits the campus of Promega Corporation, a growing biotech company with a commitment to sustainability. Promega already participates in our Green Power Tomorrow energy program, and we are happy to expand the partnership into this project as well. Joining us today from Promega is Penny Peterson, Vice President of Corporate Affairs.
Thank you. I have to write everything down too, so I really appreciate that. I know you're thinking, Promega, what do they do again? If you want to know, I'm happy to answer that question later. And I've got to say, pulling power out of the snow, this is impressive work, right? Gives Wisconsin a whole new image. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. We do feel very fortunate at Promega to be a part of this real advanced initiative when it comes to sustainable practice in our community. And this for us will provide about 8% of our current annual electric consumption. And that complements some of the solar arrays that we have on our own buildings, about 5 different buildings in Dane County. So we're excited that's all a part of that. It also goes a long way to helping us with our 2030 sustainability goals, which is to reduce emissions by 50% relative to our growth. We know that's kind of an ambitious goal, but we do it because we want to challenge ourselves, but we also do it because we want to find something that we can really follow, a pathway that will take us there. So we say, okay, there's some stuff we can do now to get to that goal, but we also need those future paths. Initiatives like this one are those future paths for us. So we're excited that we could put a stake in the sand for a 50% reduction in emissions by 2030. And this kind of thing looks forward, and we're used to looking forward. At Promega, we have about a 100-year mindset, so we work in increments of centuries in our mind, which means we're typically integrating things, thinking about sustainability in what we do. And that not only drives the efficiency gains that we all talk about, it not only drives perhaps some saving a few dollars here and there in some of our energy use, but it also helps us maintain a strong business. It helps attract top talent. And so our HR recruiters, thank you as well, as we continue to try to bring people into the community. We appreciate, too, the engineering accomplishment of generating carbon-free energy at this scale. And we're optimistic that the OBrien Solar Fields project will hopefully continue local momentum for many businesses and many individuals in the community. Special thanks to MG&E and the supporting businesses who are all a part of making this happen. You realize just how important this work is today, but also for the next 100 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny. Like Promega, Tribe 9 Foods has also participated in our Green Power Tomorrow program, or GPT as we call it. We're thankful for their commitment to clean energy and to this project. I'd like to welcome Greg Gilman, Tribe 9's Senior Director of Finance and Administration. Greg?
Thank you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak among this group of business and community leaders. Recognizing the talent both preceding me and after me in the lineup, if I can't be memorable, at least I'll be brief. Tribe 9 Foods is a manufacturer of delicious, better-for-you food products, such as RP's traditional pasta, Taste Republic gluten-free and grain-free pasta, and Yum Butter nut butters. We are a certified B Corp, which means that we're focused on doing well by doing good, balancing profit and purpose, and being good corporate, global, and local citizens. Today, I'm excited to announce that with the commissioning of OBrien Fields, in Wisconsin, Tribe 9 Foods facilities are now 100% powered by renewable energy. We're thrilled to partner with MG&E and all the Madison companies who see the need to establish an energy grid that's better for the planet and our community. Together, we can do more, and OBrien Solar Fields are a perfect example of people, community, and businesses taking that step forward together. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Greg. Willy Street Co-op has always been invested in the Dane County community and has a commitment to sustainability for the betterment of our community as well. That commitment is reflected in its history with our Green Power Tomorrow program, which I talked about. Some of the other customers have also participated in. But also, Willy Street Co-op is one of our pioneer sites for electric vehicle charging. So they've really been on the cutting edge of a lot of sustainable and new ideas. So please join me today in welcoming Ben Becker, who's the project manager of Willy Street Co-op. Ben?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just want to say I'm thrilled to be here. I think this is very exciting for a couple of reasons. One, because as a grocery cooperative, Willy Street Co-op really understands that our future is dependent on green renewable energy. But also, as was said, we are very invested in community. Our general manager, Anya First, wanted to be here today. Unfortunately, she was unable to make it, but I was asked to speak in her stead and to represent both her, our cooperative, and our owners with the following comments. So we wanted to say that buying locally generated sustainable power from the OBrien solar fields just makes sense for Willy Street Co-op. It's a tangible way we can live one of our co-op principles, specifically concern for the community. In that principle, cooperatives work for the sustainable development of their communities and for that development. By using renewable energy, we not only do good for our owners, but also for our neighbors and our community at large. And we believe the future is now. So we're very proud to be part of the change we want to see in the world. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks a lot. The University of Wisconsin-Madison has a long history of conservation and stewardship. UW leadership has made a major commitment to sustainability on campus, and with the OBrien solar fields will play an important role in helping advance that commitment. I'd like to introduce to you today UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank.
Thank you, Don, and welcome everyone. It is great to see this crowd here, and it is absolutely wonderful to see this project. You have to be here to get a sense of the size of these panels, the number of these panels, and the potential impact that this project will have on our community. So it's wonderful to be able to come out here and see it in its glory here in the sun. I'm very proud that the university is a partner in all of this. It's good for the community, as I noted. It's good for clean energy in the country, but it's particularly good for us on our sustainability goals as well as we try to be a greener and better campus. Many of you are familiar with the whole concept of the Wisconsin idea, which is that we should be reaching out in the community and not just limit ourselves to the campus. And the partnership on this project is an example of that. But while many of our Wisconsin idea-like projects involve us with the state or with cities or with various companies, this project had another aspect to it that I particularly appreciate, which it involved a lot of our students as well. And that's a rather wonderful thing. Our students have been passionate advocates for the OBrien solar fields. Soldiers Fields is where we're playing at the end of September. And the students have just been involved in a whole variety of green initiatives on campus, from rooftop solar arrays on the top of Garden Dining Hall to rooftop arrays on the Arboretum Visitor Center. And I know for a number of them, their work on these projects is actually leading into what they want to do with their life. And I know there are a couple of students here. Wave your arms if you're a UW-Madison student. I know there's several of you here. Thanks for coming. Let me say my thank yous. Thank you to MG&E for the opportunity to work together on this project. Thank you to the UW System Board of Regents for finding ways to advance the university's procurement of clean energy. Thanks to the UW Office of Sustainability and the Division of Facilities Planning and Management, which did a lot of the work behind the scenes to make this happen for our campus and to build this as a runway into future projects. And finally, as I noted, thanks to our students who are some of the most informed and eloquent advocates for clean energy that you're going to find anywhere. For the university, the OBrien solar fields is not only going to be an important source of sustainable energy, they're also going to be a clean energy research lab, a way to invest in our community, and one of the best local field trip destinations that our students have ever had. So congratulations, and I look forward to our continued work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Mike. I've gotten a couple of phone calls already from some of the professors on campus asking about tours. So yeah, we'll be a hot spot for a little while at least anyway. So, and closing out the remarks for today is Jeff Keebler, who's our chairman, president, and CEO. Jeff.
Well, thank you, Don. Thank you, Chancellor, and thank you everyone else for being here today. Who could have picked a better day to come out to OBrien Solar Fields, right? A hot, sunny day. Don said he was competing with the wind earlier. I think the wind showed up just to tell us wind is still a renewable fuel as well, and we use it in partnership with solar. So again, thank you all for being here today in partnership and in celebration. I'd like to give special thanks to the O'Briens for making this possible. Without your partnership, we wouldn't be here to celebrate this milestone in growing clean energy, local solar right here in Fitchburg. The O'Briens farmed this land for more than 100 years, and today they're helping us to harvest all the power of the sun by providing the land to generate the 20 megawatts of renewable energy that's behind us. So thank you, Pat, Tom, and Jeff, and to all of your family members for working together with us. I'd also like to echo Don's comments and thanks to EDF, our construction partner, and to all of our customers who are participating in this project. Your support is helping to grow locally based renewable energy production. Almost 5 years ago, MG&E completed its first community solar project in Middleton. Since then, we've brought 3 more local solar arrays online, totaling 34 megawatts. The O'Brien Solar Fields is one of the first projects under MG&E's renewable energy rider. We designed the innovative customer program for collaborations like this one, and as you've heard, this partnership is unique. It has brought together diverse industries, the university, the state, for one common goal: to advance sustainability in their organizations and in our community. MG&E is committed to growing locally generated clean energy, and you're helping advance MG&E's goal of net zero carbon electricity for our customers. Our net zero carbon goal is aligned with the latest climate science. We expect to achieve carbon reduction emissions by at least 65% by 2030. Now, this is a statement that I've said countless times. I'm going off script, sorry. I've said this countless times. And that part of the statement is really important because it aligns with the climate science, 65% by 2030. The next part of the statement is even more important. And it says, if we can go further faster by working with our customers, we will. This is an example of the partnership. We know we can do things on our own, but we can do great things together. So I appreciate everyone's partnership in this because it is together that things like this can happen. This is an exciting time for renewable energy and for your community energy company and for those that we serve. Technology continues to evolve. Solar and wind energy continue to become more efficient and more cost effective. More efficient and cost-effective solar, along with battery technology, battery storage, provides new possibilities. And we're seizing those opportunities to grow clean energy to benefit all of those that we serve. In the last few months, I've had the pleasure to announce plans to invest in renewable energy and battery storage projects across the state, and they will add nearly 85 megawatts of solar and wind energy to serve all of MG&E's customers. Growing renewable energy, managing our collective energy use, and electrifying transportation are all strategies that continue to provide us with opportunities to advance sustainability. And we look forward to continuing our work with all of you, with all of our customers, to move them forward together. Partnerships like this one are key to reaching our shared energy goals, as I said before. So I thank you for your partnership. I thank you for joining us today. I thank you to the O'Brien family and project partners for working together with us. Thank you and have a good rest of your evening.
We're done.